All righty, traders. This is Blake Morrow. You are listening to the daily roundup. Happy slow Monday to you. It is slow. Slow. These are the days for me. It's like if I'm in some profitable positions, I have to take it. If I'm like I did with the Swiss franc, I was in a position where it just wasn't really working out for me. I just took it off the table. And these are the types of days where you have to take advantage of them if they come to you. I just happen to be at a at an area or in a situation where I could just book some profits and be done with it. Look for some better levels for entry, in the market. So speaking of which, let's just take a look around and see kind of the things that it's on my radar. I just did an update on the Aussie New Zealand. How many of you guys read that update that came? A is in the chat room, but B that you might have saw on the mobile app if you're not a premium subscriber. How many of you guys saw that that update on the Aussie New Zealand? Did you guys see it, or you got it on the here on the live stream? You can see the Aussie New Zealand basic technical. Anybody read that? Malia said haven't seen it yet. A couple of you guys haven't. If you have and you're kind of wondering what I'm thinking here, I want to go through what my thought process is on the Aussie New Zealand, and this kind of goes in. I want to talk a little bit about kind of positioning yourself ahead of news. Look, we have the RBNZ on Wednesday. Well, it's Tuesday night, tomorrow night. What I'm hoping happens is that we're basically somewhere around here by the RBNZ. Okay. Half of trading is just putting yourself in a position where I want to say half of trading. That's actually incorrect. A lot of trading is putting yourself in a position ahead of a news event or an event like the RBNZ. So what I think might happen for the RBNZ is the RBNZ will come off not as quite as hawkish. So I believe that the Kiwi could actually pull back this week a little bit more than it has. I mean, the dollar's been strong, but the Kiwi has been, the Kiwi has kind of bucked that trend. I think the Kiwi could actually weaken a little bit following the RBNZ. I think that, the continued lockdowns in Australia and the region, might have New Zealand, the central bank, the RBNZ, the Reserve Bank of New Zealand, a little bit more, careful, if you will. So what I'm thinking here at this point is if the Aussie New Zealand drops down to the 618 retracement. Now you're probably wondering, okay, well, what's 618 retracement? That's going to be this right here. Okay. From the lows of 2020 to the highs of 2020, I guess it would be the 2020 range. The 618 retracement is going to come in right around 103, well, 104, basically, just below 104. I'm hoping it drops down there. I have a bid, and what I'd like to do is I'd like to be long. This is a descending wedge, right? So I'd like to be long as it drops down towards support, and hopefully I can get long ahead of the RBNZ where it, hits my bid, puts me up maybe, I'm hoping 15 or 20 pips or so. And then I can move my stop, maybe not to break even, but, up to a reasonable amount where I'm not risking a whole lot. And then during the RBNZ, if the RBNZ is a little bit more dovish, the Aussie New Zealand will rally and come out of this descending wedge. Now, just because this is what I think is going to happen doesn't mean it's going to happen. It's just what I'm trying to plan. And so if I can get hit on a bid within the next 18 to 20 hours or so, I'm going to do that. if I don't get tripped, then, you know, I'll just stand aside. But that's what I'm looking at, because I do see this as a descending wedge, which means it's going to give us a bullish outcome more than likely. Whenever I say that, when I say more than likely, there's a 60% chance of a move in this direction, a 40% chance of move in that direction. That's when you have a wedge, the odds tend to tilt that way, right? It's a reversal pattern. So you're going to eventually break the other way and show us a reversal. I'm hoping that happens post RBNZ. So I hope before that, our pre RBNZ, I can get hit on a bid. I hope that made sense. I hope you guys just followed what I was saying. But that's like the elongated analysis around the update that was sent out. So hopefully that all makes sense to you. Okay. Okay. All right. Let's look at other things. So, you know, the euro, I was short, you know, since last week, closed out of it. And I was telling, you know, the guys and gals in the chat room, I'm just looking for a better price. Yeah. And Craig said, yeah, 118.30. Yeah. 118.30 is the 618. That'd be awesome. I'm looking for somewhere in this neighborhood to be on the short side of the euro. I just don't know if we're going to make it up there. I mean, this could be it, you know, and then I'm going to be pissed off that I'm not short, but that is what I'm shooting for. Cable still in this descending channel. Aussie is holding that flag support, as you guys know. That's why I covered up like the Aussie yen and the euro yen shorts. Kiwi still stuck in this range. Dollar Canadian's got a little bit of a spike up into resistance here. You guys should know that, you know, break above this 126 and change is going to be pretty bullish if we can do it. Sorry, I think I've got a hair in my shirt. You know, when you get a little, well, if you're a woman, you don't know this. If you're a guy with short hair, you know this every once in a while, and you're like, especially if you get, you know, you get a haircut, which I didn't have a haircut, but what I did is I trimmed the hair. My hair's just so you guys don't need to know all this information. I am half Chinese and half Iowanian. That would be Caucasian white dude from Iowa. Half American, half Asian. So I got the Asian hair. My hair grows sideways and out like a troll. Have you ever seen one of those trolls that you stick on the end of your pencil and you go like this and the troll's hair goes everywhere? That's what my hair looks like when I don't put stuff in it and I don't comb it. So yeah, it's very spiky. Raj says spiky. Yeah, it sticks like straight out. And it's like the craziest thing. You know, people are like, oh, you got straight hair. How great. And I'm like, no, I wish I had, you know, some wave in my hair, but I don't. Anyway, so this hair, when it goes straight over my ear, it like poofs out. So I take like a razor, you know, and I just kind of cut it above my ears every once in a while, be in between like getting a haircut. Anyway, I think one of the little hairs got in my shirt and now it's like keeps poking me right in the collar. It happens every once in a while. So it's itchy, you know. You guys didn't need to know that. But if you're wondering why I keep doing that, that's why I keep doing that. Anyway, watch that dollar Canadian, because if that pops above that 126, that probably says that crude oil is going to, you know, head lower. Dollar Mexican peso is still holding up above support. The dollar Norwegian krona is actually holding up fairly well. As you guys know, I keep a core position long in the dollar Norway, and I do have a core position long in the dollar Mex. Okay, so I would like to actually add to those on the long side. I'm kind of waiting for risk aversion to pick up a little bit, which obviously we are not seeing any. The dollar yen is weak and having a hard time finding support. These yen pairs also look pretty weak. I mean, look at the euro yen. I mean, we broke this support. It's a false breakdown as of right now, but it's not bouncing either. So when something breaks lower or higher and it doesn't retrace, that's not good. And, you look at the euro yen, I'm just going to give you this for those of you that are still short. I'm going to show you something really quick. This is a weekly chart. This is a 11, 12, 13-year trend line, right? That is being tested again. And the scary thing is it, okay. Let me see if I can do this with let me do it with one that's got a clean chart so I can show you what I'm talking about here. Okay, here's the euro yen. Let's delete that because I haven't drawn on this chart for a while. So you got this big, huge weekly trend line, right? What you noticed here is we basically, pull that up just a little bit. Okay. So we basically bounced here once. And when you hit these levels of support, like here's another one, right? That we're coming up to. I use the analogy, like imagine like the old castle knights, medieval times, right? And you got a battering ram, right? A battering ram hits the castle door. First time, boom, and it doesn't break. Then the battering ram hits again. That's funny, Rick. It hits the door again, and it had weakened it the first time around, and it hits, and then it doesn't break. If we keep hitting this trend line, there's a good chance that it's going to bust through. And if it busts through, we could do one of these, really quick. And that's why I think you got to be really careful if you're long the euro yen. Just, especially with yields coming down, it's dangerous to be long. Obviously, if you want to be long right now, the risk reward is buying it on the long side just to be long here. That's the good risk reward. I just, whenever I'm trading, obviously I look at the charts and I think, okay, well, do I really want to be long here with the current, or short with the current backdrop behind it? Like right now, why is the euro yen weakening? Well, it's because yields are weakening. Where everybody thought yields were going to go up, yields are weakening. Also, stocks are at multi-year or all-time highs. What if they start to go down? Well, the yen's going to strengthen. So, I think the risk reward technically is to be long euro yen. The backdrop doesn't match up the technical picture to be long, right? To take a counter trend trade. Unless you think, hey, COVID's a no big deal. I mean, hell, I'll just give you an example. Our local school board for where we live, and the reason I'm so sensitive to this is because obviously my kids are in school and I got one kid with COVID, is that they're considering mask mandate in class or possibly going back to online learning. And it's like, I mean, can COVID really start to have a negative impact on the economy? Possibly. Patty asked about an inverted head and shoulder pattern on silver on a 4-hour. And I don't see it. Oh, he said cup and handle. I'm sorry. He said cup and handle. So he's probably looking at this, just thinking out loud. Possible. Yeah, I guess. If I have to look at a chart and I have to do one of these, like if I'm ever looking at a chart and I do this, that means, I probably just need to move on. Does that make sense? Raj says I look like Pokemon. Lorraine said wave. Ugh, like wavy hair. Jason said, hey, Jason, he said, Blake, do you see a cup and handle daily on the US dollar Canadian? Let's take a quick look. You know, if we didn't overshoot here above the 200-day moving average, I would be totally all over that. I would be so thinking that, and maybe it is. I mean, you know, I guess, you know, I guess we could. I will say this: whether or not you play it like a cup and handle pattern, I will say this: if we break above 126.30, it's going to be super bullish, because see this resistance right here. I'm assuming that's going to give way. So my assumption would be, yeah, you know, a break above there is just going to be bullish. However you want to measure it, I think it's just going to be a squeeze like it's nobody's business, cup and handle or no cup and handle, right? Alan says, they say I have wavy hair, waving my hair goodbye. That's funny. That's funny. Actually, I found that quite humorous. All right, guys. Well, happy Monday to you. I hope everybody's having a great day. I hope you guys had a great weekend. Remember, if you have HBO Max, watch that White Lotus show. It's really, really good. The acting is so good. It's almost like a dark comedy mystery whodunit type of thing. It's good. It's definitely not for kids. Definitely not for kids, but it's good. It shows you how screwed up society is. Anyway, all right, guys. I hope you have a good day. Remember, we're just trying to stay busy on one of the ways you can stay busy during a day like today is go rearrange your furniture, clean up your sock drawer, fold your socks. I'm going through my closet to donate clothes, watch a good show, do something, set up your levels that you want to trade the market, and wait for those levels the best you can. Try to be patient. Guys, have a great day. Talk to you soon.